Good whatever time yins are viewing this, viewers. This is Jerry the YTP here, and welcome to Crappy Fanfics About Rappers Month. Now, you're probably wondering why this is an entire month. Well, originally I was looking for a single crappy fanfic about Takeshi 6ix9ine because that guy's a piece of garbage. But then I discovered that there were a ton of fanfics involving rappers. So you know what? I decided to dedicate a month to reading crappy fanfics about rappers. So I hope you enjoy this, and have a nice day. Ooh, boy. 6ix9ine in Equestria by PanzerBug on Fanfics.net. Oy vey. So our summary here. Daniel Hernandez, more known by his rapper name Takeshi 6ix9ine, ends up in a new world, one dominated by tiny horses. This is my first story. It's mostly just a joke. Constructive criticism is always welcome. And luckily it's completed with 2 chapters. Chapter 1. 69 this and 69 that. It was a dark summer night in the streets of New York. Traffic wasn't as heavy as it was in the day, and there weren't any pedestrians in sight. It was rather peaceful, that was, until Takeshi sped down the street in his red bandana-textured SUV. He was going 70 mph in a 20 mph zone. If he wasn't high, he probably would have followed at least some traffic laws. Actually, scratch that, he probably wouldn't care. He was listening to one of his songs, "Get the fuck up out of my face before I murder you!" blasting through the car at full volume. People always tell him not to drink lean, and especially not drink lean while driving. He never listened. After about 3 minutes of reckless driving, he noticed one of his many chains glowing. This chain in particular was a unicorn. As if on cue, the car started glowing in a black aura. He started mumbling, "Oh shit, Nick!" ... Sip coffee. Takeshi woke up in his car. He stared out his front windshield. "The fuck is this shit?" Takeshi stated. One thing was for sure, he wasn't in New York anymore. It looked like it was morning. His car was apparently in the middle of a field. Around him was a massive mountain range. Directly in front of him was a city. And right in the middle of the city was a giant castle that looked like it was made out of crystal. He thought to himself, "Damn, this definitely ain't New York." He then turned the key to ignition. The car then sputtered and coughed as he hit the dashboard. "Work, you bitch!" Takeshi shouted at the top of his lungs. At this, the car sputtered again and died. "Well, shit, I guess the car's out of battery," Takeshi thought to himself. He then thought, "Well, I hope someone in that city got a jump starter." He then grabbed his keys, his phone, a couple blunts, and his Tech 9 pistol, along with a few magazines. He then stepped out of his car and started making his way to the city. Princess Cadence woke up from her sleep. She then felt something. A disturbance within the Crystal Empire. Not just any disturbance, but a dark magic disturbance. She jumped out of her bed and ran out to her balcony and looked towards the direction of the magical disturbance. She couldn't see anything in the city until she noticed a small colorful dot head towards the north. She casted a magnification spell and saw a strange creature. She thought to herself, "How in the world did that get through the shield?" Cadence at first thought it was a more mutated version of Rainbow Dash, but then cleared that thought when she saw its rainbow-colored teeth. She then noticed a necklace around the creature's neck and felt it emit a large amount of dark magic. She turned around and ran for the door, running through the hallway like a mad mare. Cadence found her most trusted guard and rightfully wedded husband, Shining Armor. "Shining, grab as many guards as you can and set them up in the north of the Empire," Cadence stated calmly. Shining then asked, "What's going on? Are we getting invaded?" Cadence looked at him with a sense of worry and said, "I sense a dark presence within the Empire." Shining looked back at her and said, "I'll grab the guards and move them out." He then galloped towards the stairs and disappeared. She looked at the guard next to her. "Send a letter to Princesses Celestia, Luna, and Twilight. And tell Twilight to alert the rest of the elements of harmony. We have a major situation on our hands." The guard then said, "Yes, Your Majesty." He then nodded and ran towards the mailroom. Cadence only hoped that it wasn't too late. As soon as Takashi walked into the city, he definitely knew he wasn't in America anymore. Or Earth, for that matter. There were many different factors as to why. It could have been the fact that there were no cars, or that the houses were made out of crystal, or the fact that tiny colorful horses were everywhere staring at him with mouths agape. "Am I high or something?" Takeshi stated quietly. The horses then started screaming and galloping away. "Hey, and y'all got a jump starter?" Takeshi shouted at the terrified horses. The street then cleared, leaving a confused Takeshi. He then said, "What the fuck is this shit?" "Surrender now, fiend!" shouted a female voice from behind him. Takeshi then turned around to see the 20 horses wearing silver armor and holding spears. He then saw a pink horse in the middle with a horn and a pair of wings wearing a crown. "This day keeps getting better and better," Takeshi thought. He then looked behind him to see more horses wearing silver armor. Takeshi then looked at the pink horse in the middle, moving her hoof in the air, motioning the 2 guards to move forward. The 2 guards aimed their spears at him, can't spell spears apparently, and started moving towards him. He then thought of his options. "If I turn around and run, I'll run into the ones behind me. If I surrender, then they'll probably anal probe me or some shit. Guess there's only one thing left to do." Takeshi then pulled out his Tech 9 and pointed at some of the approaching horses. He shouted at the top of his lungs, "Back the fuck up!" That only made them go faster. Takeshi then pulled the trigger and shot 2 times in the ground in front of the first horse. He then aimed it at the ground in front of the other one and shot again. "I told y'all to back the fuck up!" What is this shit? Good coffee. 3 loud thunders ran throughout every pony's ear. "I told y'all to back the fuck up!" The being shouted loudly. The 2 guards stayed put, cowering under the being. Cadence needed to respond quickly. She then shouted, "Who are you, evil being?" The being then shouted, "I'm your worst fucking nightmare!" She clearly saw that this being wasn't willing to turn himself in peacefully, so she came up with a solution. Cadence casted a sleep spell and shot it at the being, knocking it out almost instantly. Cadence turned towards the guard next to her and said, "Take this thing down to the dungeon." To which, work on your spelling, dude. The guard responded, "Yes, your majesty." Next chapter. Blicky got the stiffy, Oh gosh. Takeshi woke up feeling sore. "Damn, this is worse than any hangover I've ever had," he thought to himself while he stood up. While regaining his composure, he looked around. This was definitely in a prison cell. He felt his neck and realized that all the chains were gone. "They took more from me than those muggers. At least they didn't pistol whip me," Takeshi thought, remembering the time he was mugged. "So, you're telling me this thing spoke in Equestrian," a feminine voice spoke on the other side of the door. "Precisely. We were able to detain it when it pulled something out and made these thunderous noises," a male voice responded to the feminine one. Takeshi was listening in on their conversation when he confirmed that they were going to go in and talk to him. I need to open my windows because it is hot as fuck in here. Takeshi was listening in. Okay, I read that already. So he decided to make it interesting. He took of his left sneaker, not off his left sneaker. He took of his left sneaker and pulled out a blunt and a lighter. He also reached into his pocket to pull out his iPhone and a Beats pill. "Guess they ain't good at frisking people," Takeshi thought. He went through his saved songs on his phone. He was browsing through his save files when he found a perfect file. Gummo.mp3. Oh, that song. He lighted his blunt and was about to play the song when the door opened. "Don't worry, I'll talk to it," a masculine voice spoke. Just as Takeshi hit play, a white horse with blue hair and armor walked in. What in Tartarus is that smell?" asked the horse. "Wait, cigarettes? How did you—" Just as he was about to finish his sentence, Takeshi interrupted him. "This ain't no cigarette. This is a blunt, and stop being a little bitch about the smell, fucking horse." This is when the horse put his spear against his throat. "Watch your mouth, ape." And it's pony, for your information. To say Takeshi wasn't intimidated would be an understatement. Takeshi replied by turning the volume up on his Beats pill. Twilight, her friends Princess Celestia and Princess Cadence listening to insults being shouted by Shining Armor and a weird song being played. Anytime Shining would speak, the music got louder. I know you can hear me, Shining shouted, but the music would keep playing. N-words, because I'm not gonna get demonetized. If ya, Blicky got to stiff yeehaw, played loudly throughout the cell. I'll tell you, the song is catchy, said an excited Pinkie Pie. Please, to even classify that as music, said Rarity, sounding annoyed with the music. The music then stopped. Finally! Are you done with the music? Shining Armor shouted at him. As soon as he said that, another played, sounding more loud and angry than the last. He sounds very violent, whispered Fluttershy. Trust me, I'll kick his flank all the way to the moon, Rainbow Dash boasted. I wouldn't underestimate it, Rainbow. After all, that thing did emit a large amount of dark magic according to Cadence, said Twilight. Duh. Cadence looked at Twilight and said, yeah, well, that only came from its necklace, stated Cadence. Either way, it still seems dangerous, said Princess Celestia. As soon as she said that, the door burst open. Man, I can't English. Smoke pouring out of the cell. Shining Armor slowly walked out and closed the door. That's it, I'm done, Shining stated calmly. What did it tell you? Celestia asked with a look of worry on her face. Nothing. Literally nothing the whole time. All he did was smoke his blunt and listen to these weird songs on some weird device. By now, every pony noticed the red in his eyes. Shining, I think you need some rest, said Cadence. Yeah, maybe I do. Right then and there, Shining Armor passed out on the floor. Wait a minute, that's it? Wow. This guy just gave up? Damn. PanzerBug, you need to finish this. Let's see if I can find your continuation. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you have any more to this, and it's listed as complete. But you do have another story. Celestia gives commies free helicopter. Okay, I'm coming back to that one. I am definitely coming back to that one. Okay, so what can I say about 6ix9ine in Equestria? Sadly, due to the fact that it's not finished, clearly not finished, I'm gonna have to give this a slightly bad rating, so that takes it down to a couple points. But because of the absurdity of this, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, just because I can. But dude, if you want me to give a better review of this, please finish it, PanzerBug. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, Discord, and DeviantArt and all that other stuff. You can also follow me on Reddit, and if you'd like to donate to this channel, I have a Ko-fi account down below. Otherwise, please feel free to support some of my other friends who are on YouTube and whatnot. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. God bless. Peace, Pacham, and bye.